I've got Tony Kanaan on my rear end, which is not something I thought I was going to say this morning when I woke up. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media, and welcome to my first video on Karting Superstars. Well, at the moment it's my first video on Steam, but I wanted to show you that this is literally the first time I'm opening this game. It's a brand new game from the original Fire Games team that have done Circuit Superstars, and you all know that I love that game so much. I'm sorry it's been a while since I've done a video on that actually. I sort of fell behind with doing a lot of content on that, but hopefully I'll be doing a lot more coming forward over the winter. Obviously my real world motorsport season is wrapping up around this time of year, so hopefully over winter I'll be able to do a lot more content with that. And with this, we're literally going to click play for the very first time. I finished downloading this on the 13th of September, on the day it came out, and now I'm finally putting time into it today to get to play it. So let's crack on, shall we? I've got a bit of audio stuff to figure out, though, in the meantime, while it loads up, so give me a second, and we'll jump straight in and see what sort of videos we get, and introductions and all sorts. I'm almost scared. Oh, straight into it with a loading screen. This is going to be very loud. I'm not going to be able to turn it down at first. Yep, loud. Right. While we're on this screen, well, just like Circuit Superstars, it's got an absolute banger of a soundtrack already, hasn't it? Look at the lovely little menu that we've got. It's great to see the similarities between this and Circuit Superstars already. That's something that we're going to be touching on over the course of the video. But look at the car itself. Look at the intricate details, the metals, the way that they shine, the engine, the way that the exhaust is sort of dyed, the way the welds even move on it. Stunning. Even the driver as well looks proper top-notch. That's really cool. Obviously, the vehicles might be in a little bit more detail in this game compared to Circuit Superstars because you're always in a bit more of a close-up camera angle to it, so you'll get a chance to see those details a bit more. Look at the tyres as well. I don't know why I'm pointing with my arm, but the tyres look amazing. Well, what should we do first? Let's have a look. We can go to the customise options. I think this is going to be the same situation. Oh, wow, look at that. You've got the highlights. Steering? Oh, is that the steering wheel? So if we go to change this... Oh my god, you can change the colour of your steering wheel and everything. Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of options here. So when it says highlights, what does that mean? Is that the colour of the pedals there? Oh my god, it is. The metally bits. Oh, that's so cool. You can change the colour of your pedals. The frame itself, which is underneath, so I want that white one. Because I love a white tubular frame. Like, it looks really cool when you get them on roll cages and stuff. I don't want to spend too long doing this, actually. But at least you know that you can do this. You get multiple liveries, so you can save different carts. That's so cool. The design, Neotech. That's the only one we've got at the moment. I imagine more will come in time, whether they're already in the game or whether you have to unlock them or what, or whether they will get added in updates, I'm not sure. That is so cool though. So there's plenty you can do there. Look at the rad shining. I'm too excited by how the kart looks. Kart core, what is this? Oh, so is this like... Oh, there's Kartcade. Whoa. Oh, so there's tournaments. What? Oh, right, so you get different rewards for each thing that you do. So that shows you what you're going to unlock. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Because in Circuit Superstars, you don't really know what you're going to get, and I think it's almost random what you get. Kart Core interests me, though. Is this like where you just start a race meeting? Let's just go with what we've got. We'll go with any AI difficulty. Start in order, qualify once. Laps, duration, 1 lap. We'll do 2 laps. Maybe 3, because I've not done a single lap in the game yet. Preventable collisions in qualifying, race duration 7 laps. We need to look at the circuits. Oh, okay. So it's Circuit Superstars circuits. Oh, centrifuge, that's new. What's that based on? Not sure what circuit that's based on. Looks Hungaro-ringy because of the first couple of corners, but I definitely know that's not the Hungaro-ring. Am I being daft? Should I know what circuit that is? Oh. Oh, God. That stopped very quickly. Right, anyway, let's get on with this. Let's just go straight off in the number 1 Neo Kart, and I'm hoping that my controller is ready to go. I'm using my Xbox One Elite 2 controller for this. Oh, that's very Circuit Superstars, this bit. I like that. It's nice, though, that there is... I hate the word nice. It's lovely that there's the similarities between the two games still. That's always great to see. Oh, my God, a first-person view. Oh, and the camera rotates properly when you move your right stick around. I hate these games where it's either completely side-on or completely backwards, but you can just... Oh, my God. See, this is what Circuit Superstars needs, is a first-person view. Now, I want to say, straight off the bat, I'm awful at karting. I've never understood the physics of throw it in, and then deal with the consequences on the exit. But oh my god, this feels phenomenal already. So you get that usual Circuit Superstars style rotation of the vehicle before it then begins to grip and turn. But like, you can wiggle it around a bit before and get a... I can't even get my words out. You can wiggle it around a bit before it starts to turn and cause an issue. I've not touched the brakes yet. I've just constantly been on and off the throttle. Just going to lift. Yeah, you have to brake. They're so responsive though, as karts are, of course. Oh, I love this. This feels so good. I was expecting it to be really difficult and really... We know that these aren't the most... They're not full realistic simulators, but at the same time, there's so many elements of these games by Original Fire Games that are realistic, in a sense. But I was expecting a realistic handling model of a kart where, like, it rotates and spins on you instantly. Then again, that wouldn't be anywhere near as fun, because if you've ever tried karting, either in real life, in something like this, which looks sort of X30-ish, or whether you've tried it in a sim, my god, they just, if you touch the brakes, you're having a spin. They are amazing, nimble machines, but they've made them, again, very fun to drive. It is going to be like Circuit Superstars in terms of driving, where you have to be properly on it. Like, you have to be really good at carrying momentum to be quick in this game. I like this track. But these are literally my first laps in the game. You've seen that I had no hours of playing this on Steam when I opened it. It was the first time I'd opened the game. And, well, we're fourth at the moment because there's a spread in the AI talent. So we've got some of the faster AI and some of the slower AI as well. It's great to see that there's the same AI names coming through. Tony Kanaan is in this as well. He's been a big advocate for Circuit Superstars and Karting Superstars as well. He was streaming it the other day, and we've just gone faster than you. Haha, take that, Tony. But look how pretty that looks. I love it. I absolutely love it already. I imagine there's a lot more customization options as well, but it's so cool to see. There is a different livery actually in front of us. I just noticed that one's got Edge written on it. Ooh. Ooh. Did you hear that? I don't know why, but I really like that. There's a little noise when they list all the names. And you can choose to quit at this point. That's quite interesting. So what happens now? Do we get a heat or what? So it says open weekend. It's just a race. Just a straight up race. Are we going to have a rolling start? That's going to be cool. Yep. And I'm not controlling anything yet. And yeah, it's literally, as it says go, you get the controls, so there's nothing before that. Oh, Tony, chill out, lad. Have they actually modelled Tony's helmet in-game as well? That's well cool if they have. What's the contact like if we... Yeah, you do morph through each other a little bit, which is good, because it means that you can get away with stuff. Let's just lean on... Sorry, Tony, I didn't want to use you as a buffer for that, or as an example. It's really, really good, and you can see the slipstream as well. So I think they're going to be the highest level AI in front. But because the handling model is similar, the talent level that you'll have from Circuit Superstars can translate straight over to this. I tell you though, those bollards on the inside of the circuit look colossal from this angle when you're down here on the ground. Is there anything... I'm just pressing a few buttons while I'm driving around to see if there's any other... Oh, you can change the... That's cool! Okay, you press LB on the Xbox controller and you get the timing screen to do that on the left. I hope that's something they bring to Circuit Superstars as well, if they haven't already. Because that looks really good. What else can we do? What buttons can we press? Okay, right. If you just press right stick in, it does look completely straight back. I've been absolutely mugged by Tony Kanaan. Slipstream is very strong though, as it is in karting. But that's not going to keep me with Tony here. I'm really concentrating. But this feels lovely. From a first-person perspective as well in this game. I'm sort of glad that Circuit Superstars doesn't have a first-person camera like this. Because I think... The charm of it, as I've explained in some of my videos on that game, is that you are watching the racing while you're taking part in it. And obviously we all love to watch motorsport, that's why we get involved in games like this, but at the same time, if you can watch it and take part in it, that's the most exciting thing in the world, because when you're on board in a serious simulator, first person behind the wheel, you don't get to watch the racing you're doing, you've just got to sort of picture how it looks. And sure, you can watch a replay afterwards, but it's not the same. But I love this first-person view, and the way that the kart moves in shot, that is so important as well, because I'm sure we've all played racing games in chase cam, and when the camera is way super fixed to the direction the kart is pointing in, so if you see I move the vehicle around like that, if the camera was really, oh no, if the camera was sort of hyper-fixed to that angle, it would rotate and look really stiff, but that is the perfect camera you've got to have. I remember, I think it was Forza Motorsport used to do it really well with their chase cams, where the car moves around in shot. You know, the camera is dampened, as they call it, so that the vehicle moves a little bit before the camera then sort of changes direction with it. And it just makes it feel like you've got a bit more handling to it. I don't know. I'm not sure what you all think. Let me know on your sort of chase cam preferences. We've got Farid Hashim in front here, kart 24. I'm hoping to get with him again. Oh, I'm so concentrated right now, I'm sorry. But there was a definite feeling there of once you go offline once, you're offline for like 3 corners. Look at the slipstreaming. I'd like to hear a different sound from the karts though. We've obviously got the same sounds that we had for a bunch of cars in Circuit Superstars. I'd like to hear a more tinny little sort of noise. But I love the way this handles, the way it looks. The frame rate is excellent as well, and I hope it looks as good on my recording as it is where I'm actually playing it now. I'm on a 120Hz monitor as well, and it looks glorious. You get the racing line coming in as well, so the circuit rubbers up nicely. I really do love having a full timing tower on the left though, instead of that, like that, where it just shows a couple of positions around you. You see the whole field and who is where. That's a big change for me, because as a commentator, obviously I'm always looking at timing towers and stuff. 4th place in my first ever race on Karting Superstars, I should say. That noise, that... Oh, there's another interesting thing. So it shows you how many places people made up in the race. And the podium as well. Fantastic. So well animated. Oh, and I love it. It's on the infield on the grass. You get the same setup with all the drivers and everybody around congratulating them. And then that's that. Okay, so it's not like a race weekend where you get heats and a final and stuff. Wait, races? Oh, create a tournament. Okay, well, let's do that. Well, we'll just do the same thing again. We'll do 4 races. And we'll go to... Let's go to Sugar Hill. I do like Sugar Hill. I think that'll be quite good for karting. Ah, okay. All right, I thought it was going to be 4 races at the same circuit. Sienna will be good for karting as well. Hidden Lake. Is that a new one? We'll go there. Any new ones? Centrifuge. Okay, so not as many circuits at the moment, but I'm sure they'll be added in time. Let's go for a different car. Let's go for number... Oh, wow, you get lots to choose from. Oh, like that. CDM colours. Going to go for number 9. Part of me thinks this is just going to be like a championship where you score points at each race meeting, similar to what we've had before. But I'd like to see it a sort of a heat format, like a karting weekend, where you would have heats and a final and so on. But then again, I always say this about karting, all you're doing is sort of setting up the grid for the next race, really, so a lot of that might seem a bit pointless. It's great to see Sugar Hill from this perspective, wow. I wonder what the longest kind of races are that you can have. I wonder how long the races can be, because there's no fuel or tyres to worry about. You don't get pit stops. I wonder if there is a limit on how many laps you can do, because it'd be good to see an endurance kart race. But with that, you'd obviously have driver changes. It's really interesting, because you've got to relearn the circuits from what you know on Circuit Superstars, because you're approaching them from a completely different angle now. It's weird. Obviously, there's still some knowledge there of what the track does and how it behaves, but yeah, it's very different from down here on the ground. I like that the grids have all been reworked as well to show these sort of karting tram lines that they have. Currently fastest at the moment, ahead of Marco Diaz and Tony Kanaan. Maybe going to a circuit that I know is a bonus. This is excellent fun, though, I must say. The way that it feels from that first-person view is just fantastic. I imagine when they're all on the same difficulty as well, the racing's really close. So we might have to try that. I think I'll sack off the tournament idea. We'll do this race, but I'll sack off the tournament idea and then we'll try it with everybody on one difficulty instead. Oh, I love that noise. I don't know why, but I really love that noise. Whenever there's an animation like that, when you're bringing up text or bringing up any sort of window like that, there you go, you get a point for pole position. It's just important to have something to accompany it, just to give it a bit more depth and give it a bit more of an impact. We'll do this race, though, like I say, 7 laps round Sugar Hill. The Open Super Cup. Interesting, I'm not quite sure what that means. Whether that's just a championship name it gives it. Okay, pole position. For the first time in my karting career. And as the field has done, we'll move... Alright, we'll move over to the left. Oh my god, I can feel a massive amount of pressure from behind because of all these lot. Oh, there's a send by Tony. I've got Tony Kanaan on my rear end, which is not something I thought I was going to say this morning when I woke up. Oh, it's so scary when you approach some of these corners, though, because you can't always see the exit. And again, that's something from Circuit Superstars that you could always have. You can always see the exit of the corners, and you can see almost the whole circuit, whereas now you're actually down here on the ground reporting live. It's a complete different experience. Oh no, Tony's on me. Well, me and Tony have absolutely left the field here. Ah, unlucky son. See them massive bollard things, mate, don't hit them. Oh no. One thing I do want to test actually in the next race that we'll do is just for a bit of fun. We'll see how easy it is to spin, and we'll have like an incident on the grass. I mean, I'm finding out now. Really does affect your momentum a lot though, as you'd expect, I imagine. Oh, it's not him in second place anymore. It's Kanu Okoye. Kanu's won some of my AI championships before that I've done in my Circuit Superstars videos. I am so impressed with how this feels. It's really easy to get to grips with. And honestly, I'm going to go on about it, but it's the camera angle. The way that the camera angle sits behind the kart like this, and the way that the kart moves around in shot, there's that dampening that I spoke about. That makes such a difference to how a game feels and how easy it is to play. In fact, it's that smooth, I'm not sure I wouldn't get motion sickness from this, because I'm a real soft git when it comes to getting motion sickness. But the camera is butter smooth. Hey up, we're under pressure now. Kanu's winding it on. Oh, that was committed. You are having to tap the brakes here. Oh, sorry, mate. That wasn't Tony, was it? Yes, it was. Tony, I'm so sorry. You just seem to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, my friend. This is so much fun, though. I could do this all day. Because this is the sort of first-person chase that you want. It's realistic in the way that the racing is so intense, the way it reacts to curbs and stuff, but at the same time it's cartoonishly adorable. It's got everything. These developers know what to do with the game, I'm telling you. Hey! Complete a race with 0 penalties. I'm a good sport, apparently. Tony actually finished second in that in the end. Well done, lad. And there's the points. Oh, yes, I like how it racks up the points like that, too. Okay, so we're going to go back to the main menu now. We're going to just start a race with everybody on the same sort of difficulty, so we can see how close the field will be matched. Not before I customise my kart, though. Look at her. Look at that. We've got a white frame on it. We've got a two-tone blue steering wheel. And then we've even got blue pedals and everything, and then the CDM colours, of course. One thing to note, actually, that's really good that they've got on the karting this time, or the colours, is that you can choose a preset colour at the bottom. So you don't have to go rummaging around for ages using the sliders if you just want to choose a set colour, which is really nice. And that means you can get the same colours twice in a row as well. In terms of the driver and stuff, I've not really customised them yet, but I don't want to take up too much time. I know I can just cut it out of the video, but it's my own time anyway. So we're going to stick with that. We're going to go to Kart Core, and we're going to start new. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, you can have 12 races as the maximum. That's cool. A custom difficulty slider. What does that go up to? 120. Okay. Let's go to Master difficulty. I'm not quite at Superstar level, I don't think. Starting order... We'll have qualifying. We'll do 3 laps. Prevent all qualifying collisions. And let's do a 10-lap race and see how close it is. So you've also got the rubber banding and drafting settings like you had in Circuit Superstars as well. We were going to go to Sienna, weren't we? This is going to be tight and wonderful. Look at that on white wheels. That kart looks sick. It does show the importance, though, of matching your suit up to the kart, though, doesn't it? I think that looks so cool, man. Oh, it's so endearing. So endearing. Okay, Sienna, a circuit that I hate on Circuit Superstars because I'm absolutely terrible around here. Do the usual pre-race wiggle. So these are the drivers that I've raced against a lot, actually, on the Master difficulty on Circuit Superstars. In a lot of my championships that I tend to do, the AI championships and so on, they will be these drivers. So Yelena Jovanovic, Nita Intanen, Daisuke Shimo in there as well. Who else we got? Christy Vertanen is a new one to me. Leela Dial, we've got David Akamanzi, Adriana Gonzalez, Priya Haldar, Farid Hashim, Alexandros Galanis, and Maya Sofa. Oh god, this circuit is going to be the death of me. See what sort of times we can get. You do have to be smooth like a kart racer as well. You can't just sort of throw it in. You have to actually have some smoothness about the way that you apply the steering and apply the throttle and so on. Oh, that wasn't smooth though, was it, Chaz? It's nice to see the kart numbers as well. That's such an important number in karting because much like when people get up to the likes of GP2 or even like GP2, it's not even called that anymore, Chaz. Formula 2 and Formula 1, you know, the stars of the future and all that, they have a number that's almost an identity from when they grow up. You know, you see the old footage of Lewis Hamilton, he always had number 44 in his karts. I don't think there was a specific reason for that though. I think he just got given it and it worked for him, so he stuck with it. But I always see it as an identity thing as well. It's like when you get certain helmet colours and stuff. I don't know, it's just drivers have to have an identity and a brand, especially now that they get to choose their own numbers instead of having them given to them in a lot of cases. While I rant on about that, it looks like we're fastest on the Master difficulty, which is nice. It's a lovely introduction to the difficulty, isn't it? I think some of the drivers in the previous races were on Superstar difficulty, which is the highest in the game, so maybe that's where my limit lies with that sort of pace. Only a tenth of a second ahead, though. I'd be interested to see what the pace is like here, so I might drop back in the early stages and just see what the fights are like and what the AI are like in terms of battling with each other. One difference you might notice by now, this is really me getting fussy, I'm not even fussy, just attention to detail, is that the loading screens are blue instead of black. They are. Right then, here we go, Sienna, 10 laps. I'm going to drop back, I'm almost going to pretend my engine's gone. Oh, and look at them all. Bit of contact here and there, everybody slipstreaming everybody. People getting freight trained when they're on the wrong line. Oh, someone's had contact there. Hello. Oh dear. Wow. It's also very different when you're battling like this because you don't know when contact is going to come your way because you can't see the drivers behind you all the time. You know, you can't see a third person or bird's eye view. They're slipstreaming down the straight. Try and get a cut back on the exit. Nice. Around the outside. Yeah, I think the only major... Oh, sorry. The only major thing that would change it would be the sounds for me. They don't sound like karts, unfortunately. I know that it's not supposed to be, you know, the most serious simulator in the world, but I think if we had like a little tinny sort of engine, I think that'd make a big difference to the feel of the game and the approach. You could, you know, maybe have that as something as an option that changes it, but I think for it to be karting, you need that proper rin-din-din, as we call it. Sorry. The third-person view like this, though, down on the ground is so much more immersive. I love it. But I really hope it doesn't come to Circuit Superstars. You know, they have said that there's not going to be really any more development on Circuit Superstars, but I sincerely hope that if there is any, one of the things that doesn't come to it is this camera angle, because this should solely belong to this game, I think. I'm pushing hard here, though. This is not easy. I'm almost in a trance with these corners. There's never-ending turning at Sienna. Lovely shadows there, actually, off those bushes as the dust gets kicked up. Probably a very picky thing to look at, but at the end of the day, it's those details that make the difference. When you're down here on the ground, you can see more of these details. Oh, flat round there, flying. Not taking the exact same line as the AI, but it's certainly working at the moment. Just a little bit quicker than Master difficulty, it seems, but they're not quick enough to beat the Superstar difficulty. Oh, I've done that again. I keep cutting that corner. Way up, son. That's Alexandros Galanis having a bit of a wild ride. I'd be intrigued to see some tyre life simulation and see how quickly that would go off, because I've been told that in karting the tyres can suddenly fall off a cliff. I commentated Kart Masters in 2020 and that was one of the most eye-opening experiences I've ever had as a commentator. It is savage. Because in karting a lot of the time you either win or you don't. You're either first or you may as well be last. Like, there's such a savage nature to the racing, you know. A lot of the heats and things only set up the grids for the next races. You don't get championship points over the course of a race weekend. You're literally either the guy that wins a heat and wins a final, or you're the person that finishes second and you don't win anything. It's mad. Sure, you might get a trophy or something, but it's still very savage racing. Oh, that was savage. Sorry. Oh, we've been mugged. Hello. Elena out of nowhere. Oh, sorry. Sorry. You can get away with bumping. Oh my god, you alright? You can get away with bumping and barging quite a lot. Again, yep. Yep, right on cue. Ooh, Jesus. Look at that. As soon as you're out of rhythm, though, much like in real karting, you get mugged. Absolutely mugged. It's a great simulation of the sport, and this is the perfect platform for it, because you've got the excitement of close kart racing without the pain of them being a nightmare to drive in real life. And, you know, with karting, with contact, got there in the end, being the death of you. Oh, look at that there, the 96. Got out of it mid-corner. Oh, hello. Hey up. Oh, we're gaining some ground there. It's really easy to get yourself back on the racing line as well and recuperate if you do go offline, so just got to hope there's no kart there trying to stop you from doing it. They're obviously a lot more responsive than the racing cars in Circuit Superstars, because they're a lot smaller and a lot more nimble. So avoiding contact and having a close battle is easier as well, because you can do more to adjust your racing line and adjust your braking and so on to not hit the kart in front of you. We've got the lead, only just. It'd be cool to see some more karting specific circuits come to the game as well, you know, that have a bit more of a feel of a kart track rather than a Grand Prix circuit. But I suppose these drivers and the karts are made bigger to give them the feel that the circuits are small. But we take the win in the Master difficulty. Look at this trophy, get on the podium. Is that my first podium? Flipping heck. Let the side down here. I haven't got a 1 in the other one. Oh well, there we are. That's great. I'm glad they've kept that similar podium as well. It's really, really nice to see. But this is Karting Superstars, everybody. It is phenomenal. I'm absolutely in love with it already. Soundtrack is yet again a banger by Pascal Michael Stifel. I'm going to be playing a lot of this. It's definitely a game with a one-off gimmick compared to Circuit Superstars. There's a lot of different cars and things that you can do. But this is really approaching a niche corner of the market with karting itself, but I think it's a fantastic love letter to the beautiful form of racing that it is, that starts so many great careers in motorsport. But that's going to be all from me for this first episode, my first ever look at this game. I'm in love with it. Original Fire Games, you have smashed it once again, and I'll be doing a lot more videos on this when I can in the future. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Really hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Get this game. It really doesn't cost a lot for how much fun it is. Go on Steam and get it, and it's just so much fun. And maybe I'll see you online at some point. I imagine the online racing will be quite good when that gets up and running and everybody's a bit more prominent on there. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good day.